How is everyone? All right, let's finish this.
This is the last demo, but it doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to stop at layer 4. You shouldn't. You should keep going. The idea here is that you progressively work in smaller and smaller areas, and at this point you're using any color and you're looking for more detail. Now, a problem that I've had all throughout is that this eye looks like it's bugging out. And each day, maybe as you're watching this painting on the demos, maybe you've wondered, like, when are you going to paint the eye? When are you going to paint the eye? Today is the day. And there have been other moments that I've noticed that I need to address, like yesterday the cheekbone, but that's still a problem. So in between your layers, it's very important that you step away and look at it from far away. And far away could mean a few things. It could mean just leaning back and looking back and forth at your painting and at your photo reference. And looking at it from far away could also mean that it's on the other side of the room, or just when you submit on Google Classroom, because I'm actually learning a lot about what's going wrong and what's going right just based on looking at it on the screen. So, as we mentioned, we want our lower layers to permeate through, and at this point I'm still going to have a purple and yellow painting regardless of what colors I add from here on out. So, believe it or not, I'm actually going to begin with yellow here because I do want to add some punch of color, but also darken it. So this area of the eye that has so far really been opening wide, I'm going to try to close it. And some of the other areas while I'm at it, just so I don't have too much yellow in just that one spot, I'm going to try to distribute that yellow elsewhere. Because remember, you have to have a sense of unity. So if you start applying yellow on the face, it has to happen essentially everywhere, or at least everywhere top to bottom. I might end up, this is too thick, I might end up deciding that I just want like a yellow to catch the 3/4 point on the face. Maybe I won't end up having any over there. But it's important that you kind of activate the top and the bottom for consistency's sake. And again, you notice that you're working in a smaller and smaller area on these subsequent layers. This yellow too, it's picking up all of the lower layers, so I'm starting to get some oranges. It's just bringing up the punch, the saturation of the painting. Because again, it's even for me, it's astounding to look at the first layer that was so dark, and this that was once dark now appears to be luminous. So the color kind of, it plays a trick on you. Oh, so much for just keeping it to the side. It plays a trick on you as far as its appearance. It'll look one way. It'll have a totally different appearance depending on what colors surround it. I'm still thinking in terms of sketching and blocking color out, and trying to discipline myself to keep the layers thin. Again, with your cadmium yellows and your cadmium reds, it's going to be harder to do that because they're darker. I'm looking back at the screen right now, so that I'm forced to look at it from a distance, and there are a couple areas that don't have active yellow, so I'm just going to increase the amount of pigment here a little bit because this seems like an area that is lacking, and certainly on the neck. And here I've gone just pure straight yellow from the cadmium yellow from the well. You want to be mixing your colors as well, but this is one instance where I felt like pure saturation would do quite a bit to increase the sculpture. I might add a little bit to this ear too. This is looking a little flat. Something else I noticed yesterday, I'm going to switch colors back to this purple. My hairline, fortunately, isn't way back there yet. Give it a few more years. Actually, I think I'm just going to recede in this direction. I think, based on my maternal grandfather, I think I'm going to keep the top and the sides, so that's nice. But it shouldn't be as far back as it was. So just bring that in a little bit and allow it to dissolve in the surrounding areas for the sake of unity. Now I want to keep some of that darkness. I haven't really done anything with burnt sienna, so maybe I'll incorporate that, maybe send it more towards alizarin crimson. I added a little bit of blue in there, but maybe a brighter red. I just want to send this cheekbone further back into space, unify it with the eyebrow. Always thinking in terms of sculpture and unity. And if I can kind of slow myself down, this will be the fun part of gaining the clarity and the detail that I haven't had yet, really, especially around the mouth and the nose. Just seek out smaller shapes. There are a couple shadows here that almost looked like holes in the face because they were too abrupt. I didn't earn that darkness yet, in terms of it was a dark against a light, and at least for what I'm trying to create here, I need more of a mid-tone transition. I'm going to continue painting on and do more of a time lapse so that you'll get an idea, even without me announcing this is a new layer, this is a new layer. You'll get an idea of what this goes towards and how I'm seeking out the opportunity to distribute my color and search for more and more detail.
If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me via email. And in the meantime, please continue to practice social distancing, wash your hands, and wear a mask.